Hello, everyone. I was just going to make another recording today to tell you about the importance of just talking with yourself. And I know it probably comes across kind of strange that we can actually sit by ourselves and talk out loud with ourselves. But this is what I believe we all need to do to be able to embody our language. And here you can tell that I'm talking with myself right now. Yeah, I'm not talking with you. I'm just talking with myself, and I hear myself. I listen to my own sound, and I talk in such a way that it is totally pleasant to me. Yeah, that I feel really good about what I say, and that I allow myself also to, yeah, if there is something that is bothering me, then I will either talk about it and let it go, or I will just, I don't know, if I feel like it and I do not want to talk like it about it, then I just let it go. And so there's no obligation to talk about anything in particular. You just talk with yourself in the way you want to talk and you are able to talk. And if you listen to your own sound, you will hear also that, yeah, you sound good, you feel good, your sound is making you feel good. And this is really also a very principal uh, aspect of embodied language, that your sound makes you feel good while you speak. And so if you can have that experience that you sound good while you speak, then you are having embodied language. Yeah. And so, yeah, no, yeah, I just want to explain that, or just want to share that. And I know that I'm saying this to you, but I'm also saying this to myself, of course. And I have been saying this to myself many times. And I'm convinced that it is needed for everybody, for myself as well as for everybody. So I'm saying it to myself and to let everybody know that this is what it sounds like. Yeah. And it's very simple and it's very uncomplicated. And a lot of things that have become very complicated in our conversations, in our interactions, in our communications with other people, they they are complicated because we do not do this. We do not listen to ourselves, and we do not enjoy our own sound while we speak. So here I am, just uh, uh, enjoying my sound. Yeah. And it's a very gentle and pleasant and relaxing uh, phenomenon. Yeah. That's embodied sound. Yeah. And you sound good. You feel good. And your conversation, your expression, your language is going to reveal many wonderful things to you. And so for instance, I recorded a song just a while ago. For instance, you would feel in this way that you are silent, you are quiet, you're calm. Yeah. And you don't feel like you have to say anything. You just say whatever you want and whenever you want to. And so there is no tension of anybody correcting you or of anybody telling you how to be. And you're also not telling yourself how to be. Yeah. And so, yeah, this is just really pleasant that you can uh, talk like that, and that you can talk like that with yourself. Yeah. And yeah. Yeah, I one time, a long time ago, I discovered that I could do this. And even though, of course, I had also my hesitation about it and my uh, conditioning, that the conditioning history is such that we continue with what I call disembodied language, that you don't produce that wonderful sound. And why? Why shouldn't you? Why don't we? It is important that we produce this peaceful sound because that sets the stage for how we are going to interact. That is what sets the stage for embodied language. And yeah, when we do not hear that pleasant sound, yeah, it sets the stage for something totally different. Then we are arguing and fighting, trying to outdo each other, trying to, yeah, uh, uh, to one up each other. It's not communication. We're just arguing and fighting. And in this way, and you can begin by talking with yourself, you realize, like, wow, I'm not fighting with myself. So the fight stops. And yeah, you feel happy with yourself. You can hear it. And you be quiet also and enjoy that quietness and realize that that is kind of like the door through which you enter into your own being, if you want to call it that. Yeah, I mean, of course, these are just ways of referring to what's going on, and perhaps you have a different way of saying it. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you have that experience, that you feel like, yeah, this is how I feel good about my language. This is how I feel good about my sound. This is how I want to talk. That's what I once, a long time, discovered. I said to myself, this is how I want to talk. Yeah. It was a very beautiful moment that I discovered this. Yeah. And yeah, might as well just say about that, talk about that too, because that is when you continue with this, then you experience your language enlightenment. Yeah, that's the enlightenment that immediately is revealed when your embodied language can continue. Yes, it is so simple, and it's immediately there. You don't have to wait for it. You immediately know that this is good. You immediately feel that, oh yeah, wow, why don't we do this more often? Why don't you do that more often? Why don't you more often talk out loud with yourself and hear yourself and let yourself know how important that is to have your own language? Yeah, because this is also the language of the individual, your language. And you can only talk in this way. Yeah, nobody can do this for you. You need to do this for yourself. And when you do, you feel benefited from it. You feel beautiful consequences of this immediately. Immediately, but also in the future. Because this is not going to go away. This is going to stay with you. This is going to stay with you for the rest of your life. And yeah, maybe your conditioning history will overtake you again. Yeah, yeah, it does that. You know, that happens. But it doesn't matter. That's just old stuff. If you know that this is possible, you will go back to this again and again until you can go on with it to your heart's content. That's what I do. That's how I live. That's how I have shaped my life in the way that I live with my wife, who gave me a haircut this morning. Yeah. Mhm. And I also had a wonderful conversation with my Dutch friend Annemiek, with whom I have began to have this embodied language in which we listen to ourselves so often that we both feel very certain and very grateful and very happy, and yeah, we both feel enlightened. So this is another wonderful thing that my dear friend Annemiek, who just like I also writes her own blog about this, yeah, in Dutch. Uh, yeah, we talk with each other every week, and we have explored our embodied language together, and we continue to do that. And yeah, it's just such a joy to be able to have that together also, huh? Because you can sit by yourself in the way that I do right now and talk out loud with yourself, hear your own sound. Oh, so nice. And then if you turn on the TV or the radio, or you listen to other people talking, you just know immediately that they're not having this, they're not doing this, nobody's doing this. Why aren't we doing this? We're not doing this because we're not doing this with ourselves. And we're only going to do this together if we're doing this with ourselves, by ourselves. And yeah, if you give it a shot, if you yeah, just try it out for yourself, then maybe you want to talk with me, or maybe you want to talk with Annemiek, and we of course are delighted to talk with you. And so don't be a stranger, as they say. Yeah, just get in touch with us, and then we will, yeah, we will also of course reinforce that new behavior, because we are really engaging in a new type of behavior that we haven't had before, and that goes against our conditioning. Yeah, so there is really a need for social reinforcement of that behavior. If that behavior is not reinforced, it's probably not going to continue. And since nobody reinforces this, we are not having this. Yeah, it can only be reinforced, of course, by people who know how to have this. And so I'm also grateful to Annemiek for reinforcing me in this, and because it is really amazing how um, yeah, how this has come about. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna leave it here, and wish you a wonderful day, and looking forward to hearing from you, and yeah, maybe going to record another song this afternoon. Bye.